So today I'm going to be doing a completely raw workout. It's an accessory day. I'm hitting abs, forearms, and neck in my basement. So before that, I'm just gonna do a muscle up for fun. And on the right is my first muscle up compared to now. And before you come at me in the comments, yes, it's not a real muscle up, it's just like chicken wing. Obviously, I haven't been training muscle ups and I've gained a lot of weight, so not really expecting to do better, but yeah, just why not? And also, I'm kind of too tall now to do the full dip at the top because my head will just hit the ceiling. Yeah, so this is the workout here. I know you probably can't see it that well, but you can zoom in if you want. But the first exercise is hangs, and here I'm just warming up for that, doing some wrist curls. And as you can tell by the shower curtains, this is obviously filmed in my bathroom, but no, I'm just kidding. So, next I'm gonna do a warm up for abs, because the next exercise is dragonflies. I'm kind of supersetting hangs and dragonflies. So here I like to just do a little warm up, like a crunch and then a leg raise, just to get everything warmed up for abs. It's kind of all I do to warm up for abs. And for abs, like I really only train them once a week because I already have pretty nice abs, honestly, and it's not really my priority right now. So I think once a week is enough for me. But if you really want to prioritize them, then something more like 3 times a week would be good. Now I'm doing hangs, and I like to do hangs for forearms as well as farmer carries, but like for me, I like hangs more because I don't know. I kind of come from a slightly more calisthenics background. I'm kind of into that a little bit more, and also it's just easier because I don't have to like set up the dumbbells and everything. And also, it's good to like stretch out your lats and everything. And with this, I'm trying to use like as much of an over grip as possible, trying to like really get my whole hand on top of the bar. And of course, it's gonna like slip a bit as you're hanging, but you really just want to try to like fight that. And I do hangs on this day, which is Saturday, which is kind of like my accessory day, and also on Tuesday, which is leg day. I do it after leg day. But also, I do farmer carries on Thursday, so I think it's good to get a bit of both, because like with the farmer carries, you kind of get a bit better like pump, because when you're hanging, your arms are overhead, so there's not as much like blood going to them. Also, I did just realize this clip looks kind of goofy because you can't see my feet at all, but I guess you're just gonna have to like trust that I'm actually hanging. I don't know, I guess if you want to not trust me, then I guess you could just say that I'm like standing on something, but I don't know. And my best hang is about a minute 45 seconds, and this hang is like a minute 20 around, I'm pretty sure. So, like, I mean, my best hang, I did that when I was like 20 pounds lighter, so like this hang didn't even feel that hard, so I think I could probably get up to that if I wanted to. Okay, now for dragonflies. So for these, you'll notice I'm not just lifting my legs, but I'm also not like going up into like a full stack like a dragonfly. I'm kind of just focusing on really what it is spinal flexion, like just sort of rounding my back and crunching my stomach. Because like with these, I'm really just trying to focus on the abs themselves and not like, trying to dragonfly or anything. But I'll do that occasionally. On these, like on the negative, I'll try to keep everything straight and come down. But mostly, I'm just trying to focus on abs. And like I said, like I'm not taking ab training too seriously right now because honestly, I've had abs for quite a while to be honest. And like compound movements, like just doing squats and deadlifts, that's probably enough for me to maintain or even like further develop them. But I like to train abs once a week just to make them look a bit better. And I'm also not doing that much volume, like maybe only 4 or 5 sets total. But like your abs can handle a lot more volume, so if you want to prioritize them, then definitely do more. Okay, now back to hangs, another set. And just in case you didn't believe that I was actually hanging, I got this angle. Now that I'm looking at it, it does look kind of goofy and stupid, but I mean, at least you can now see I am indeed hanging. I mean, I guess you could say I'm like attached to a harness or something, but I don't know. With forearms, I like to do grip focus training, but also like dynamic movement, like wrist curls and extensions. Now, some people say, Marios, that you should only do grip because it's more functional, right? And that's like what your forearms are made to do. But like doing the wrist curls and extensions, like sure, maybe it's not functional, but it's gonna grow your forearms more than if you just did the grip stuff. Because at the end of the day, the grip is just isometric, and actually contracting and like concentric and eccentric movement like, actual reps are going to be more effective for hypertrophy than just isometric. But still, for forms, I do think grip is very good. I just think that if I want to maximize my growth of my forearms, then I'm probably better off doing grip and the wrist curls and extensions. But yeah, that's the hang. I'm just doing 2 sets of that. Alright, now back to dragonflies, slightly different angle here. And one thing you'll notice is that with my ab training, I'm taking it like pretty close to failure. And I'm not just doing a bunch of high rep sets. Like with ab training, you want to treat it like other muscles. You want to take it close to failure. Little dragon flag negative here. But yeah, I used to hear like people saying how they used to do like 1,000 crunches a day or something to like slim their waist. Like you already know it's BS, but like you shouldn't just be doing a bunch of high rep, like just body weight ab exercises like crunches, just doing like hundreds of them. There's really no point. Like once I get to crunches, you'll see I'm actually using weight, and you can see here I'm going like pretty close to failure. And obviously I'm not going like all the way to failure because like I said, I'm not really prioritizing my abs that much, but it's still like a pretty hard set. Alright, now we're moving on to some external rotations, and a while ago I kind of like partially tore my rotator cuff on my right shoulder, or at least that's what I think. I mean, I didn't get it checked properly, but anyways, I'm trying to do this to just like strengthen it a bit more, and you'll see that I'm going like pretty light here because obviously I injured it, so both arms I'm going pretty light. But yeah, I mean, this is just like kind of something I like to throw in on these days since it's kind of a accessory day. I'll just throw in like some things for posture or just like, small things. And I'm pretty much fully recovered from my injury now, and not gonna lie, like it healed pretty quick. Like I thought it was gonna take a lot longer when I first had happened, because I literally could not move my arm. Like on the first day it was hard to raise my arm at all, and then the next day I could move it fine with maybe a little bit of pain, and then like a week later it was basically completely fine. And honestly, I don't really know how it happened. Like, I know it sounds weird, but the day before it happened, I did legs, right? So I don't really see how that could affect my shoulders. Maybe like deadlifts, I don't know. But for the previous days before that, I wasn't even training upper body. So like, how did I even hurt my shoulder? And then what's kind of stupid is I went and did push that day, even though it was kind of hurting because I didn't think it was a big deal, and then it got a lot worse after that. So that's definitely a lesson to learn for me, is that if I ever have like something small, like a tweak or something, just take a few days off, let it heal, because like, you never know, it could get a lot worse and put you out of the gym for even longer than if you just took a small break. Alright, now I'm doing crunches to, I guess, target more upper abs. I mean, people say like crunches more upper abs and then leg raise more lower abs, but really, I mean, all of the abs, like the rectus abdominis, right, it contributes to spinal flexion, like rounding your back, right? So either way, if you're doing that, I feel like all those muscles kind of work together. So maybe to some degree it's emphasizing the upper abs, but I think it's just a slightly different angle. Although you could say it's sort of more isolating your abs because your hip flexors aren't getting as involved. Really, for abs, I just like to do a variation where my legs are moving like dragonflies, a crunch variation, and then something for obliques like side plank raises, which I skipped that shit. Anyways, now let's see this. Abs looking pretty good, not gonna lie. Been bulking for a year straight, still got abs. Gained like 30 pounds. This is how we're feeling midway through the workout. Yeah, I'll just let you look at that for a few more seconds. Anyways, now this is the fun part. We're getting to forearms. Now I'm just warming up here with some wrist curls, and of course it's like quite sloppy technique just to warm up a bit. I've already done a bit of hangs, so I don't need to warm up like a crazy amount, but just a little bit for wrist curls and extensions. I'm gonna be supersetting, so I'll do wrist curls with the right and left arm, then I'll do wrist extensions, right left arm, and then just back and forth with no rest. I pretty much only do like this sort of thing, like wrist curls and extensions, really just once a week on this day. And then the rest of the week, my forearm training just comes from like grip, like hangs, farmer carries, mostly that stuff. Because mainly I don't really have a lot of time to do forearms. Like if I had all the time, then really I would do this like 3 times a week on top of the grip. Because like forearms can recover pretty easily. And like they can handle a lot of volume. And if you have the time, then it's kind of like, why not, you know? It's not gonna affect your recovery for other muscles either, really. So like, yeah. But here I'm just putting the weight on for the wrist curls. So the bar is 4 pounds, the little handle. Then each plate is 4.4 pounds because it's in kilograms. But uh, I think this is 19.4 pounds total, maybe 19.5 with the clips. But anyways, let's start the actual sets. 3 sets curls and extensions. And with this, I really want to talk about like forearm training and isolating forearms versus just like, doing it through grip, through deadlifts or whatever. Because people say, oh, you can just grow your forearms from doing deadlifts or like fat grip pull-ups or something, right? But the thing is, like, if you wanted to grow your biceps, right, you wouldn't just say to do pull-ups and rows. You would say to isolate them as well, right? And that's kind of the same thing with forearms. Is like, if you really want the most growth, the reality is like doing wrist curls and extensions are probably going to be the most effective to get the maximum growth. Now, of course, I do grip as well, like you saw in the beginning with the hangs and also deadlifts, but I still prefer to do some sort of wrist curls and extensions because like I care about growing my forearms. If you care about growing a muscle, why not train it and emphasize it, sort of take like a maximalist approach. And I really like doing these just standard wrist curls on the bench because you really get like a full range of motion and quite even tension throughout the range of motion. But like I used to do these standing, and with those it's like you only get it in the very top, the peak contraction, and you don't even get any like a wrist extension and you don't get any stretch. But with this, you can see like you can really go further down, but you also still get the contraction. And with this, I'm really focusing on going slow on the way down, and I'm not just moving at my wrist joint, like going into wrist extension, but also I'm letting my fingers sort of straighten as well. And what I'm doing is I'm sort of doing like a finger curl and the wrist curl sort of like together in one motion and going a bit faster on the way up. Oh, but actually it's not functional. Like, okay, yeah, I agree with you. It's not functional. Like, do you want a cookie? Like, yeah, sure, it might not be functional, but if it's gonna grow your forearms, then I don't really see the problem. And like, obviously, you should still be doing other things that are functional, like training your grip. But doing this on top of that is only really gonna benefit you. Let's be real. And as you can see, I'm going pretty close to failure. I like training my basement. It's different than in the gym. In the basement, it's just there by myself, one little bench in my super messy basement. Ignore the background, by the way. I know there's a lot. It's basically just a storage area with my little gym in the corner. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I can really just like focus. And yeah, if I was to do this at the gym, not gonna lie, it's like would be looking pretty goofy, especially how hard I'm training. And on these wrist extensions, especially, these like, yeah, they do look kind of goofy when I'm like grinding out a rep, making faces, doing a band wrist extension. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely prefer to do these in my basement. And with these, I'm trying to go kind of slow on the way down, but mainly I'm trying to go like pretty deep. And I like the band because it provides more tension near the top, so it just feels a bit better, and also you get a bit of a better pump. Actually, a few days ago, I was about to go to school, right, and I had about 10 minutes before I had to leave my house to catch the bus, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go train forearms. So I went in my basement before school, got a quick, few sets. I think I did like 2 or 3, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun, honestly. And now I'm doing the other side, and with this whole forearm training like thing, I'm not really resting at all between my sets, because think about it like this. I'm doing wrist curls with my right arm, right? And then straight to my left. Then I'm doing wrist extensions with the right arm, and then wrist extensions with the left. So during all that time, I'm recovering. It's kind of like if I did biceps if I was doing like single arm curls, and I did like a set of curls on my right and then my left, and then a set of like single arm push downs on my right and the left. You can just go back and forth with no rest, and especially with forearms, because they recover super quick. If you're doing it with the legs, then that's a bit different. I mean, who trains legs anyways? But like, you know what I mean. And like, just the fact that I'm going really fast, taking no rest, that's also makes it kind of fun, because I'm staying focused. I'm not like doing one set and then taking 3 minutes just on my phone, or like, you know, like, sure, that can be good, but at the same time, you're just not really getting into the same like flow state. I mean, just look at the intensity on this. Also, you can see the punching bag in the background. I did Muay Thai for like, I think it was 1 year, maybe 2 years, I don't know. But I did karate for like 6 months before that. So maybe like 2 years total of experience. I didn't really spar much during that time. But recently I've been sparring my friends a bit more and getting a bit better. Although I had to actually stop going to the Muay Thai class for some reasons, because like, I don't know, they just like doubled the prices out of nowhere. A lot of things are changing over there, but that's besides the point. I'm still fighting a bit. Sparring my friends is fun. So yeah, that's one thing I do. Now with form training, I feel like there's sort of two extreme camps you could fall into. One of them is to only do form training as in just passively through grip, like deadlifts or pull-ups or whatever, and no isolation, right? And then the other camp is like using like straps on everything, but then doing a bunch of isolation and wrist curls. Now I'm kind of in the middle, maybe even more toward the grip side, but the thing is, like, I still do the isolations on top of that, although I still think you should try to limit your use of straps. Me personally, I've never used straps, and I have not found it to be a problem with my deadlifts. And my deadlifts is probably like one of my strongest lifts compared to the rest of my body, and yet my forearms still don't give out on them. And actually, back when I was deadlifting a lot less, like maybe even like 130 pounds, like basically nothing, my forearms would give out. But now I'm up to around like 235 for 5, and they're feeling fine. So like, there's a thing called, getting stronger and adapting. And people who use straps, the thing is, if you're using straps too much, then you're not going to be adapting, and you're not going to be actually getting your forms stronger so that you can use them. You know what I mean? Because if you always use straps, then if you ever take them off, then sure, they're going to be a limiting factor. Like, some people who use straps a lot, they act like if you're doing deadlifts or like pull-ups or something, that your forearms are just like, the muscles in your forearms are just tearing off, and like your back or whatever is like completely fine. Like, it's really like not like that. You're still gonna get a good stimulus for whatever muscle you're training. Just because another muscle is also getting involved is not a bad thing. If anything, it's a good thing. Also, similar thing goes for wearing lifting belts. And I know I kind of like shit on Mario Rios a little bit in these sometimes, but like, he does have a lot of good points. And yeah, like, same thing with the belt. The belt is just doing the job of your core for you. Once again, I've never used the belt, and sure, you could say it's because like, oh well, you're just not using a lot of weight, so you don't need the belt. But like, the thing is, your core needs to get stronger with the rest of your body, because if you're always using a belt or straps or anything like that, then you're just creating a weak link that's unnecessary. And if your grip is really giving out on exercises like deadlifts or rows or pull-ups or whatever, like, there's things you could do to make it easier on your grip. Like, for example, on deadlifts, using a mixed grip. I use a mixed grip. And also maybe like using a thinner bar. That makes it way easier. Like, there's this bar that's like super thin. It's like a 35-pound one. I use that with a mixed grip. Like, I don't even feel my forearms. It's all just the muscles that are normally used for deadlift. Although you could argue that's still kind of compensating for having weak forearms, but I don't know. Like some people say that if you want to develop your forearms, then you should actually use like a fat grip, like a super wide grip. Well, not wide grip, like a thick grip, right? On like pull ups or whatever. But then I feel like that's too far on the other side of the spectrum, where it's like now your forearms might actually be limiting your back when you could just do them kind of separately. But if you just use like sort of a normal grip to where your back can still reach failure and get a good stimulus, but your forearms are also nearing that point, but not like getting there before your back. I guess it's like kind of a spectrum. On one side, you got like using super fat grip, like where your grip is really challenged and maybe your forearms fail way before your back or whatever. And on the other side, it's like using a really thin bar with a mixed grip with straps and everything to just like completely isolate your back or something. Like either way, I like to isolate things if I can and take more of a maximalist approach, because like the more you put into it, the more you're gonna get usually. So if I have the time, then like why not just isolate as much as I can and really do as much as I can to get the best development. Because like I really believe in kind of like going all in on your goals. And why would you take a minimalist approach if you really want the best results? It's like you know you could just do a bit more and get a bit more out of it. So why not? I mean, if that's your focus. I mean, of course, there's like a lot of other things that you have to do as well. But if you really want to go all in and like, some people say, and some people sort of make fun of like making your life, your whole life about the gym or whatever. Like, or your life is just a gym, like you live in the gym. So what? Like, that just means you're going all in. It's just the principle of focus and what was it, essentialism, you know what I mean? It's just putting all of your brain power, all of your time and energy and focus into one thing to really get the best results instead of spreading yourself too thin, And of course, like, you can do this with more than one thing. Honestly, like, people say like, oh, you shouldn't make the gym your life, you should have like a lot of other things. Like why? Like, I don't see the problem as long as I'm doing other things that are healthy. It's like the gym doesn't take up that much time to where I'm literally in the gym the entire day or whatever. Like, it only takes like maybe 2 hours a day max, you know what I mean? So really, you can kind of make your life revolve around it, and you're still gonna have tons of time to do other things. And of course, I do a lot of other things as well, but I'm saying there's nothing wrong with really doing the most you can to maximize your results. I mean, stop making fun of me for having no life, okay? Like, it's not like I literally sleep on the leg press, like, the power rack is my room, and then the bench is my dinner table, like. Okay, but in all seriousness, like, for example, if you see a professional basketball player, right? They're training, like, every day, they're practicing every day, they're playing basketball every day, all day, right? You wouldn't say they have no life. You would say that's dedication and hard work, right? Same with like a fighter. If they're training for a fight, they're just training all day. They refuse to go out or like eat anything unhealthy. You wouldn't say they have no life. You'd say they're training for something important and they're really dedicated, right? So then why is it that people say you have no life if you are working out? Alright, now we're getting to the neck training. I'm just putting like a shirt on my forehead so that, the plate doesn't like go directly on my forehead. This way I can put more weight, it's more comfortable. Also, I remember seeing this statistic. It's like apparently for every pound of strength you gain in your neck is a 10% decreased chance of getting knocked out. So like if you gain 10 pounds of strength on your neck, you could basically cut in half your chance of getting knocked out. So that's probably why like fighters train their neck a lot. But that's not really why I train my neck a lot, because I'm not really worried about getting knocked out, because I don't actually like fight people professionally or anything. So I just do it for aesthetics, obviously. But like that kind of goes to show how aesthetics and function are kind of related. It's like Sure, a thicker neck looks better, and it's also more functional and will protect you more. So it's like when people, it's kind of like this thing about how health is beauty. It's like it's not shallow to work on your aesthetics because that is actually health as well. Like being in good shape is attractive, but it's also healthy. Like they're both connected. I kind of recently started training my neck seriously, maybe only in the past like few months. So far, I've put on 1 centimeter. I know it's a lot. I need like a round of applause, but yeah. I mean, apparently your neck is supposed to grow like a lot faster than other muscles. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. I am supposed to train neck twice per week. So on this day and also on Tuesday after my actual workout. But I found like I don't have a lot of time on those days. I've really been skipping my neck workout on those days, so it's kind of only been like once a week. Like I swear, if I didn't have school, I would be training neck like 3 or 4 times a week and forearms 3 or 4 times a week on top of everything else. I should make a video titled "This is why school is keeping you small," or no, like school is killing your gains. Just no accountability. Just blame everyone but yourself. But obviously, complaining isn't gonna build your neck or any muscle for that matter. Also, sorry for this angle. It's kind of low. I know. The next set I got a better one. Don't worry. And really for these, I'm focusing more on the bottom range. I mean, there's not much to say. I kind of go for like slightly higher reps here, like generally at least 15. So yeah. And once again, I'm supersetting the neck curls with the neck extensions. Now with these, I do take maybe like a minute rest between, just because if I go straight from neck curls to neck extensions or the other way around, then I find the muscles are still a little bit fatigued, like they're not completely antagonistic. So yeah, I mean either way it's better to just take like a small break. Also on this day, I also do like some neck bridges, some like the neck bridges where you're facing up and also the ones where you're facing down. I didn't record those ones because I do them kind of somewhere else, like kind of after the workout. But yeah, I mean, it's mainly just the curls and extensions. Also, I'm trying to go like pretty close to failure here. Oh, also, by the way, I'm looking for some people to do some like free personal training, like one-on-one. Like I used to do this with my friends, like help them with their workouts and stuff, but it wasn't like really that serious. But now I want to find a few people to do it like actually seriously for. I want to do like everything I can pretty much. So I mean, I know obviously I'm no professional, I'm not that far in my journey myself, but I'm just trying to like get some experience. And you know, if what I'm saying resonates with you, if you have similar ideas about training to me, I mean, if you're interested, just let me know. Like it's really not like a big deal, it's just a small thing. But yeah, I mean, if you're interested in that, just like completely free. Basically, I'll just help like make your workouts, make like a diet plan, you know, just all that, everything I can really. I've been helping one of my friends recently, like I've been trying to take it pretty seriously, but the problem is he's not taking it really that seriously, so. But I'm still quite impressed with the work I've been doing with him. Like I made this entire template to like track his weight and track all the metrics and everything, so just let me know if you're interested. I'll probably put like my email in my bio or something, but yeah. Anyways, you could watch him do some random calisthenics bullshit. I don't know what this is, just for fun. Um, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't worry, one day I'll be able to do the front lever. Okay, this is how we're feeling at the end of the workout after training some forearms. Yeah, I know, but anyways, hope you enjoy that. Have a good one. See ya.